Good afternoon. My name is Bryce Mackey, and I'll be doing my Hume presentation on the cotton gin, and it'll be questions followed up with answers along my PowerPoint. So let's get started. So basically, we're going to be able to quiz ourselves here. And these are the following questions that I came up with that I thought that was appropriate to do the cotton gin, knowing its history, who made it, and things of such of that nature. So here are a few questions that I'll point out to you right now. One, what is a cotton gin? Two, how does a cotton gin work? Number three, who invented the cotton gin? Four, what was the cotton gin? When was the cotton gin invented? Five, why was the cotton gin important? And then later on in the PowerPoint, the following questions will be answered. So let's go on to the next slide and see what's in store for us today. So for our first one is what is a cotton gin? Everybody wants to know what it is. Did it make work easier? Did it make slavery easier? Well, this is the basis of the cotton gin. Basically, the cotton gin was just a very helpful machine or tool that allows you to separate the seeds much faster from the cotton. Plain and simple. Our next slide. Well, how does this cotton gin work? How does this whole thing work? So basically, there are brushes within the machine, and they put the brushes kind of on the sides of the machine within itself, and then you turn the knob, and the hard brushes basically separates the cotton fibers away from the seeds because cotton is real condensed, almost as soft as it is, it's so condensed, and it holds stuff very well. It's very hard to separate at times. So that's basically what the machine did back then. Our next slide is a short video on how the cotton gin works, and I'll explain basically through this video the process of how the cotton gin works. So basically, this is just a minute video on this cotton gin. This is almost a smaller version of it. Basically, as she twists the knob, the brushes are connected between these two, which separates the cotton from the seed. So yeah, sometimes it is hard and sturdy, but that's why they make these wooden machines like this, because like I said, cotton is one of those things is where you wouldn't think it's so hard to pull apart. This is actually you can say an easier machine that works faster, a certain type of cotton gin that basically separates the cotton much faster than the other machine. Like I say, through evolution and time, like I say, the machine evolves and gets better over time due to just trial and error. Everybody goes through trial and error. So this is another machine basically separating the cotton here, spitting all the bad cotton out here, and the white cotton was coming out of the back. So this is a machine that is very useful because it just basically got rid of the, I don't want to say weak cotton, but basically cotton that will have no use to it. And that was just a short video of how the cotton gin basically worked and how it moved and what type of different structures they have just between those two. Obviously, our factories use bigger ones, today, but that was just a simpler version of one. So basically, in our next slide, this is telling you about the inventor and basically the background of who's the man behind the cotton gin. A successful guy named Eli Whitney was the inventor of the cotton gin. Eli was actually born in Massachusetts in 1765. Eli attended Yale College and he graduated in 1792. Actually, an interesting fact about Eli, when he went to school for a few years, he actually went as pursuing to be a lawyer. So not only did he invent the cotton gin, he was actually going to school at some point in time to become a lawyer. So, he was kind of a jack of all trades, just was one of the things that he did that was, in his life. So going to our next slide. When the cotton gin was invented, so basically it was invented in 1793. Eli Whitney applied for a patent for the cotton gin over in October 28th, 1793. The patent was then granted on March 14th, 1794. So as you can see, they even saw a purpose for this cotton gin because they knew, this could make the job at hand so much easier that they could actually profit off of this, and this could be more than just your average, average thing on the market that comes off and come on. No, this is going to be an evolutionary move. So with this cotton gin, it has evolutionized through time to where you have all these different clothing manufacturers today that deals with different cotton material just because of one man stepping out to do something that nobody else done before. So like I say, this probably was the most successful thing he probably has done in his lifetime when he was living. On with our next slide. Basically, this is a quote by Eli Whitney. One man and a horse will do more than 50 men with the old machines, wrote Whitney to his father. 'Tis generally said by those who know anything about it that I shall make a fortune by it. Basically, he's saying with this machine, the labor, like I was saying earlier, the labor is going to be easier on you. And the work that 50 men will do, it could have been 100. It doesn't matter. Basically, your work will be cut down so much within a day. You don't have to put so much wear and tear on your body. So, even though you're picking, it wears and tears on your body. Any little job does over time. But with that being said, that could have been one of the most profound quotes, honestly, that he said. So on with our next slide too. So basically, this is another question. Why was the cotton gin so important? I've mentioned a few things, just from my own intellect and what I read up on Eli Whitney. But this says the cotton gin was very important because it helped a whole lot. It made a hard labor job faster and easier. Basically what I was saying. Just by one machine produced way more cotton than hands-on cleaning. So obviously, it made the job easy at hand. The cotton gin produced up to 50 pounds of clean cotton a day. This allowed the southern states to be a wealthy and it also helped protect slavery in a way. And where I say it helped protect slavery in a way, as far as you don't have to utilize your workers so hard to the point to where they have to stop working, because honestly they did stop working, and you have new slaves that came and replaced them because, like I said, the job was harder. But with that being said, 55 pounds of cotton may not seem like a lot, but it is a lot. I actually come from the South, so we have cotton fields and all different type of things, and I literally see these machines out there working. Like literally, I'm like, dang. Back then, they used to literally have to pick this. Not trying to harp on it, but you know what I'm saying? When you just look at the physical labor that they had to go through, and now we have a machine to do this, you know what I'm saying? Thank God for evolution, Our next slide. This was actually my work site slide. Was Melzar Milton, the cotton gin from Google Books, Benchmark Books. I got a lot of good information just from that itself. I could have put more if I, had the space and the time, but very good and useful. And then obviously my YouTube video that I showed you, I got off of that one. And archive.org was another one that I got off of. That basically just enlightened me on Eli Whitney and basically on what he did. And the thing with Eli Whitney, he was basically a profound person that life needed in itself, and it made the job at hand so much easier. And that's my presentation. Thank you.